apologize in advance for the way I look. So I literally just woke up, but I just couldn't hold back and wait to tell this story. I just read a story about a man being sentenced to 90 days for rape of a 5-year-old. And this got me thinking. So without further ado, let's look at the story for a second. So, if you ignore all of this extra shit on my computer, because that just pops up randomly, and I have nothing to do with that. This is pop-up ads. You just can't fucking... there's nothing I can do about it, but I can't even... Oh, there we go. Okay. So, this affluenza team. So, let's go back to this. So, yeah. Ignore all that extra shit. California man sentenced to 90 days of house arrest for rape of a 5-year-old girl. A California businessman has been sentenced to 90 days of house arrest and 5 years of informal probation for rape of a 5-year-old girl. Informal probation. So, a 5-year-old girl was molested, normally to send to a state prison, and then when you release, you have to register as a sex offender, family attorney, whatever his name is. The news outlet reached out to the district attorney's office to find out why Burge was charged with just statutory rape and why he wouldn't register as a sex offender, but he did not receive a response. So, we're living in a world where everything is just unfair. I'm seeing more and more of these stories every day. More and more of these stories. But yeah, let's look over here. A Texas woman sentenced to 5 years in prison for voting while on probation. For voting. 90-day prison sentence for voting. And guess what? She's black. I don't even have to explain how fucked up this is. I don't have to explain the injustice that is done for both of these sentences. It's like, one person physically assaulted a human being. Another one just voted. Just wrote down on a piece of paper. If she had known it was illegal, Crystal Manson said she would have never cast a vote. Well, yeah, in her offense, that's what she's saying. She didn't know it was illegal. She thought her voting rights were back. And her mother encouraged her. So here is the affluenza teen, sentenced to 2 years in prison. This guy killed 5 people, or I think it was 5 or 4 people. It doesn't matter. He was drunk. He invaded the police, went to Mexico, and was captured by police in Mexico, and sentenced to only 2 years. So, I can't find a picture of this guy for some reason. So, you guys can't tell me that this is justice, and this is justice. 90 days versus 2 years. This guy evaded the police, went to Mexico, and was sentenced to 2 years. And this woman sentenced to 5 years in prison for voting. A study says black prisoners are giving longer sentences than whites, study says. Black men in prison, on average, are given sentences nearly 20% longer than those served by white men for similar crimes. So, I don't have to go into detail and type every single sentence that I've seen, because I've already shown you some evidence. You can probably Google and look it up the rest of yourself, but there definitely is an injustice when it comes to being of a different skin color. And I can sympathize that these are fucked up, and that the person that was sentenced to 90 days probation for rape of a 5-year-old, that is injustice all on its own. The woman sentenced to 5 years in prison for voting, that is injustice. The guy sentenced to 2 years in prison for evading the police and for killing 4 people when he was drunk, that is injustice all on its own. And the guy was on probation for affluenza. I just don't get the world we live in. On another more light-toned topic, Bert and Ernie have come out as a gay couple, thanks to a writer of the show, but it was denied by the creator. And here is the infamous picture of them sitting together on the couch. So, this picture of the New Yorker, for some reason when I clicked on it, it didn't load. But this picture was infamous for when it came out. I think it came out somewhere in the early 2000s. And suggests that Bert and Ernie were more than just pals. Rumors have long circulated that Bert and Ernie are a gay couple as seen on Sesame Street. Sesame Street Workshop disavows these rumors and points out that Bert and Ernie are puppets, not humans. The Workshop's official position, therefore, is that Muppet characters, Bert and Ernie, are simply good friends. Okay. With Bert and Ernie, I entirely believe that Frank Oz did not create Bert to be gay. I entirely believe Mark Saltzman wrote the two characters as a loving gay couple. I entirely believe, said the Workshop. So at this point, it becomes a he said, she said bullshit type thing. See, they're already trying to deny it. Showrunner says they're not gay. Sesame Street says they're not. Spokesman for Sesame Street Workshop has countered Saltzman's telling TMZ. As we have always said, Bert and Ernie are best friends. They were created to teach preschoolers that people can be good friends with those who are very different from themselves. Okay, I'll give them that. Boy, the things that people can get upset about. Like, people get upset about everything, and people take everything literally. This was a writer who worked on Sesame Street, who just came out and said, I wrote him as a gay couple. But the creator, Frank Oz, didn't say that. Sesame Street didn't say that. It was just a writer. So people can hold their horses for a second, hold their britches. It was just one guy that said it, who worked on the show, and that's how he envisioned when he wrote the script. Everything is controversial these days. You know what? I honestly don't give a shit if they're gay, if a gay couple. I don't give a shit. Like, if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. When I was a kid, that never really crossed my mind. I just thought they were a weird couple guys that lived together. That's it. You know, like, I didn't really watch Sesame Street that much when I was a kid, but I just remember watching Bert and Ernie, and I just thought, oh, okay, they're just, that's it. So it doesn't really bother me if they are gay or they're not. Like, the creator, Frank Oz, says that they're not gay, but if they are, it doesn't matter. They're just puppets, and, you know, it's not like they're having sex on Sesame Street. It's not like they're doing anything obscene to scar the lives of hundreds of children on the internet or the world. Like, it's not like they're doing anything obscene. Like, I've seen some of their episodes. They're not doing anything out of the ordinary, you know, to harm the lives of anybody. So, if they are gay, as long as they're not harming anybody, I think it's okay. It's no big deal. But that's just my 2 cents on the subject. I wanted to talk about that for a long time. And now, for my final topic, is Tommy Wiseau. I'm just notorious at butchering names. I'm just really good at butchering names. And here is his Dark Knight impression with the Joker. Now, I can't really show all of it because of copyright issues on the internet, but I gotta tell you, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, seeing the Room guy play the Joker and still stay in character as the character from The Room. I just wish in the scene he was gonna say, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." Like, I was expecting him to say that. And so, if you haven't seen it, go on the internet and type in Tommy Wiseau's, I can't say his name right, The Dark Knight. And watch his Joker interrogation scene. I promise you, it's the greatest thing I've seen on the internet in a long time. And I've seen some really fake shit, and I've seen some things that are questionable. But this, oh my god. Like, I wish we had more of this. I hope they bring out more of these type of skits, because I think these two guys, and this is his best friend playing the Batman, he was also in the movie The Room. I forget his name also. But these two guys, they play a good duel together, and they're not the best actors in the world, but it's the fact that you know who they are and what movie they were in. That's what makes this scene so great. I kind of just wish they went more comical, that they actually tried to be a little serious in the scene, but that's what makes it funny, because they're not that great of actors. But I kind of wish that they actually went more comedic in this scene. I hope they do that with the rest of their scenes. So guys, anyways, check out Tommy Wiseau's The Dark Knight. If I got his name wrong, I'm sorry. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. It's one of the greatest things on the internet. And Bert and Ernie being a gay couple, I don't give a shit. But a man being sentenced to 90 days in probation for rape, while a woman gets sentenced to 5 years in prison, while an affluenza teen gets sentenced to 2 years in prison for evading the police. Guys, this is Matthew Scooby. I gotta go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Peace out.